Hi, I'm Jeff, and welcome to another one of my videos where I give you the opportunity to test your comic book grading skills up against actual results from CGC. We are here once again in Carlos's garage. Carlos has so wonderfully made another one of his submissions to CGC available to all of us for this video series. In fact, if you haven't seen it already, I uploaded a video of 5 books that we just got back from CGC from the J. Scott Campbell Signature Series signing event. If you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend checking it out. I'll put the card for it right up there. But in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at 2 books that came back from another CGC Signature Series signing event. This one featuring Jim Lee, Scott Williams, and Alex Sinclair. Now, what we're going to do with these books is what we always do in these videos. We are going to take a look at a video recording that I made of these books months ago, when they were raw, before they went to CGC. We are going to assess the books for any flaws, any damage, anything that might impact the grade negatively. Then we're going to make our guess as to what we think the grade should be. After that, we're going to unbox these books. We're going to take a look at the grades that we actually got from CGC. If we guessed correctly, good on us. We're going to pat ourselves on the back and we're going to move on with our lives. If we got the grades significantly wrong, we're going to do a little post-grading analysis. We'll take a look at the books in their holders, see if we can't figure out what CGC was thinking and why they gave them the grades that we weren't expecting. All right, enough of this intro. Let's go ahead and take a look at these 2 books in the raw. First up, we have Batman number 608. This is the second print with that amazing Jim Lee cover. This book is in general pretty good. I mean, there's a little bit of a light color breaking spine tick right there at the top. We're going to get a better angle. You see that little kind of crease right there. I'm not sure if that's color breaking. It does look like it breaks color just a little bit there. Looks like there's one, a tiny one right there. That doesn't look like it breaks color, but that one at the bottom of the DC logo there along the spine does look like it breaks color minimally, but still breaking color. The rest of this book looks really, really good on the front. There might be a little bit of a problem in the tip of his cape there. I don't know if that's a problem in all copies. I don't know if that will ding them. But yeah, this book looks pretty good. It's definitely not a 9.8, but it looks pretty good. On the back here, now, wow. Covers on the back cover especially, a lot of these ads are just dark. They're just black. And if there's any problems, you're going to see them now. There's one right there that looks like maybe a little whiteness is gone. Looks like there's a little bit of maybe color rub there along the edge. Nah, there's a color breaking spine tick right there. There's possible some color rub missing right there off his left bicep. There's some more color breaking spine ticks there. Those are more significant than the ones on the front. But I'm going to add up the ones on the back to the one on the front. I'm going to give this book a 9.4. Next, we have X-Men number 4. Another great, great book. That has a little bit of a funky corner there. I don't think that that's going to affect the grade too badly. That looks like a little bit of a pinch there. I'm not sure if that's breaking color. Although once you get into the angle right here, you start to see just maybe that one right there. Yeah, it does look like it is breaking just a little bit of color. These other pinches here that don't break color, I don't think are going to affect the grade too badly. As always, the rest of this book looks really good. The colors are good. The corners are good. It's just those spines. Those spines are the ones that really take a beating. A quick note to eBay sellers, don't just take pictures of corners. Take lots of pictures of the spine because that's where a lot of damage ends up showing up. Here on the back of this book, unlike the first book, which was very unforgiving with its all-black cover, well, mostly black cover, this one is mostly white. So this one is much more forgiving. Things like that little crease right there, I think will get fixed by the press. Both of these books will be getting a press. Yeah, all of that I think is going to get fixed in the press. Now, I don't know about that spine, though. The spine is a little rough.
the press will help a lot, but ouch, 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 ouch. Those seem to be kind of angry looking. Boy, I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to the press and say that this is going to get a 9.6. Oh boy, fingers crossed on this one.
All right, so now you've all had the opportunity to take a look at these two books when they were raw, before they went to CGC. You've assessed them for any kind of flaws, anything that could affect the grade negatively, and you have a guess in mind of what you think the grade might be, and so do I. Once again, I'd like to introduce you to Carlos. Hey Carlos, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Having a great time doing these videos. Long time no see.
He's joking because if you watch the video, the J. Scott Campbell video that I mentioned in the introduction, you'll see we're in the exact same clothes. We just finished making that video, so this is really great that to have two opportunities to make two videos both at the same time. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. I love doing these videos.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and dig into this box right here. Why don't you tell us just a little bit about these two books in here?
So we should have Batman 608, which should be triple signed, and then we're going to have X-Men 4, which will be double signed. Batman has Jim Lee doing Batman and X-Men 4. Jim Lee has the cover on it.
Yep.
Scott Williams did the inks on both, and Alex Sinclair will be on the Batman book as the inker.
And one thing we hadn't mentioned before, I don't think, is that this Batman book, this 608, is the second print.
Oh, second print, correct. Yeah,
this is way more collectible and way more valuable than the first print because of the amazing cover art by Jim Lee.
Well, I'll bring it up when we show the cover, but it's one of those iconic Batman poses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen like bookends made out of that. So let me just double check and make sure I'm not looking at the gray. Okay, yes, this is the back of the book. Okay, CGC, I always like to take a look at how good of a job that they did packing up the books, and they did a good job. They're doing much, much better, and I'm very, very happy for it. Hopefully they're getting a lot less damages. The previous books from the previous submission had 2 rubber bands around it. This just had 1 rubber band around it. I'm not too mad about that. Okay, so I don't want to see the grade.
You know, I gotta tell you, I'm still excited about the last video, Jeff Scott Campbell books.
Yes.
But I'm a little nervous with these two because they're older books. They're not modern books like the Jeff Scott Campbell books are. So I don't know what to expect from these.
Yeah. Well, okay. So this is these are both really, really great, really, really collectible books. Especially this first one, this Batman number 608, the second printing. Now, I assessed this book at a 9.4. So let's go ahead and show you all at home what grade CGC gave it. Okay, now you all know what grade it got. Now let's see for ourselves. 9.6.
Oh, wow.
That's great. That's super. Yes.
Wow, that's
great.
I remember buying this book off the shelf, grabbing it off the shelf. I honestly was expecting lower than that.
Well, that's got to feel great. That like it's always good when you buy a book right off the shelf and you get a good grade on it. You end up getting a valuable book, triple signed. That's really great. And they all signed in black, which I think is probably the perfect color for the signatures on this book. And they all signed it in places where the signature doesn't disappear, which is really good as well. Of course, Jim Lee's is most prominent, so that's probably really great as well. Cool. You know, I'm trying more and more in these videos with my assessments to nail the grade. There was a time when if I saw a book and I thought, well, it could be a 9.4, it could be a 9.6, I'm going to call it a 9.4. I'm trying to nail the grades, but I'd always rather be wrong in this direction. I'd always rather err on the side of undergrading rather than overgrading. So I am personally happy for you with this 9.6.
Yeah, I mean that's more than I was expecting by far. I mean, yeah.
Very cool. Okay, let's move on to the next book. Let me make sure. Not looking at anything good or bad. Throw that over there. All right. So we all know. Oh, you know what's interesting? You got a special label on this book.
I did.
So you didn't get a special label on that book.
No DC special labels.
But they don't have any DC special labels, but they ship them back in
Together.
the same box. This is not typical. If you watch the J. Scott Campbell video that we made, you'll see that they shipped it back in 2 different shipments. One box had special labels. The other box did not have special labels, but it looks like CGC from time to time will go ahead and ship back special labels with non-special labels. That's a little fun tip to know. Although you can't expect it, I'm sure you can't request it. It's just a nice thing that they do from time to time. Okay, that aside, let's go ahead and look at the grade of this book. Now, I assessed it at a 9.6. So let's go ahead and show you. I lifted my finger up here one time. Some of you at home may have already seen it.
Did you say 9.6 on this one?
I said 9.4 on that one.
Okay.
At this one, I said a 9.6.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and see what the grade is. 9.6.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so I got this one correct, which is good. It's good to be correct. The difference between a 9.6 and a 9.8 should be relatively easy to determine. Do you see a flaw? It's probably a 9.6. Does it appear to be flawless? Probably a 9.8. But even that being said, 9.8s can have flaws. So apparently, whatever the flaw was in this book, I guessed a 9.6, and it was a 9.6. And we have the 2 signatures there by Jim Lee down there, and Scott Williams likes to go sideways with his signatures right there. This is a great, great book. Let me hand that off to you. First appearance of Omega Red. This book was super, super, super hot. About a year ago, potentially, when people thought Omega Red was going to show up in the Falcon and Winter Soldier series. The character did not show up, and the value went down on it. But I do think that the excitement and the interest speaks to the potential for this character. So I absolutely think we will see Omega Red in the future.
Yeah, as soon as the X-Men debut in the MCU, for sure, he's got to be one of the major villains in there.
And this is a great book to have. I mean, this cover by Jim Lee. Jim Lee did really good. I'm a big X-Men fan, and Jim Lee did really, really great work on the X-Men. His style for these characters is top notch. So I'm really, really happy that you have this book signed by him and by Scott Williams.
This is another book I remember buying right off the shelf. I was still on active duty in the Marines.
Oh, yeah?
At some comic book shop in North Carolina. I remember grabbing this. This is if my elementary school math is accurate, this is a 30-year book.
Yep. 30 years old you've had this. 30 years you've had this book. Came back in 96.
And this is a 20-year-old book.
Wow.
For Batman. So for them for me to see 9.6s on these old books is very, very happy with them.
And anybody who turnaround times at CGC are a really big deal right now. They are extremely long. But the Signature Series turnarounds are a lot faster. For your reference, the date that these books were signed, as listed here on the label, was November the 1st. These books just got delivered yesterday, right?
That's correct.
February the 5th.
That's correct. I sent them off. The cutoff was right July 30th. July 30th.
So from the signing event, it took about 3 months for these to be pressed and graded and sent back to you. So just so you're aware of that, if you're getting your books pressed and graded from a Signature Series event, it seems like 3 months is probably what your expectation should be on getting your books back.
Yeah, I'll be watching this video I've never done. But I want to see the close-ups that you do on them because
See what the flaws. You're not seeing any flaws.
well, yeah. Because but also I think the pressing did indeed help on these too because I mean I had them in boxes. This one, like I mentioned, I bought when I was still on active duty, and I traveled quite a bit with these books.
Yeah.
Well, more specifically this one.
Yeah.
So not that they took a beating. I always try to keep them secure and safe, as safe as possible. But it's a 30-year-old book. I'm just happy. 9.6. I've never would have guessed it.
Yeah, I always say if it's worth it to grade, it's worth it to press.
Yeah.
If it's worth spending the money to grade it, it's worth spending the money to press it, especially during a signature series event, because these books get handled a lot by several different people during these signature series events, especially one that's been signed 3 times. I mean, this was handled by 3 different people who signed it. Several different people at CGC who passed it around. So getting these books pressed is always a good idea. I call it grade insurance. So I'm glad you do it.
You're gonna get them graded. I forget what the pressing cost is. What is it, $12 to $20?
It's $15 if it's not part of the signature series event, and it's $20 if it is part of the signature series event.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, just get it done. Might as well.
Yes, because you get it done once, you never have to think about it ever again.
Exactly.
All right, congratulations, Carlos. This is really, really cool, really great books.
I'm happy.
Very good, very good. I hope you all guessed correctly. If you have any thoughts on these grades from CGC, let me know what you think down in the comments. As well, if you like this information, you like this video, likes are appreciated by me. If you haven't already subscribed, I invite you to subscribe, hit that notification bell. And once again, if you didn't see the J. Scott Campbell video, I highly recommend going back and checking that one out. In addition, I have over 100 books at CGC right now. I also have my friend Octavio, who let me assess 75 books of his that he's sending off to CGC, and we won't be seeing probably for another 8 to 12 months. But I say all this so that you know we've got a lot more of these Test Your Comic Book Grading Skills videos coming. So make sure you're subscribed and you hit that notification bell so that you're informed when those videos are posted. One last time, Carlos, thank you so much. You're the best.
Oh, thank you for coming by. I love doing the videos. Yeah, and hopefully we'll do it again.
I look forward to it. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one.
Goodbye.